in the laning stage. You might even look to use the boars as a little bit of an extra kill threat, right? With the fire snap cookie, just to be able to combine that together. But I'm probably going to go with Nigma Galaxy C here overall. It is quite dependent on Paulson, though. Like you were mentioning before, Varize, his Bane is pretty damn good. So as long as his positioning is effective, he's able to, hide himself in the tree line or directly behind a lot of these other heroes. You really do need to land that hook shot onto the Bane in order to have a successful team fight for Nigma Galaxy C. You'll have a lot of information, of course, with the boar and the rocket, with the hawk and the rocket flare, but you still got to execute it. But I feel like Paulson's got the goods.
Yeah, I've been a big fan of his clockwork overall, and I've liked the innovative build that he's been going for. I feel like we're going to see it this game as well with the drums that we were speaking about earlier on. But I just feel like Nigma Galaxy C just looks like a lineup that's a little bit easier to execute, and I think they tick off a lot more boxes than what Army Geniuses do. But game one set in stone here with our drafts. Keep in mind, guys, it's going to be the last series as well before the break, so all these teams are really looking to you want to go into the break with some momentum. Of course, Army Geniuses 1 and 3 at the moment on the ladder, so they are, if they could honestly finish 2 and 3, it's going to give them a nice little boost heading into that last little run towards the last couple of weeks. And well, for Nigma Galaxy C, they're really looking to continue on hot as well. Second position, tied with Ragdoll, and if they can take this victory, then they'll be 4-0 and in prime position to take one of those qualification spots. So a lot is still on the line here from either team. A potential, qualification for Nigma Galaxy C and for Army Geniuses just to still stick around in Division 2 for next year. But we both on the Nigma Galaxy C train at the moment.
I am, yeah. And I think you're very happy to just take the stack away, though.
Conquer being level 7. See that farm's going to continue to skyrocket. Already top net worth at the moment here. They are starting to converge on the area. Wami, Rolling Thunder is available. Azura needs to cut off the stairwell. He's going to be able to do so, but it has given Alacrity enough time to pop the ultimate. Now with the run buff, is this going to be enough to keep him live? Cam, no level actually in the cookie. Still Alacrity somehow turns with the fairy fight, gets a little bit of extra distance thanks to the cogs, and he gets denied. Out of all things, Alacrity denied by the creep, and Paulson is making play after play in this early game. It will still be Army Geniuses nonetheless though to turn it back around as they find 2 kills mid.
Nigma Galaxy C are going to be totally happy with that. And, well, 14 minutes. They're looking to roll through.
Your admiral is on board.
Alacrity. Oh, he gets the Fiend's Grip off onto him.
Yeah, they found the Fiend's Grip from afar. Varize, there's no way to cancel this. Is in your dream. He's going to look to escape with whatever he can. Although Beastmaster's actually committed back into the middle here, so Nigma Galaxy C giving a bit of an opportunity for Army Geniuses to cut this deficit.
Alright. Interesting that you might even force Army Geniuses to come back if you go for a second lane blur.
And it's hard for a Beastmaster to TP down as well. Like, you're going to lose all your boars, you're going to lose your controlled creep as well.
That's why he's just pushing.
Yeah. Well, Void Spirit actually, he started to TP back, but he's going to stick around because he saw In Your Dream show up. They've got the initial hook shot, but the Fiend Script's out. They're going to look to blow up the clockwork at the start, but In Your Dream charging up the ultimate. It'll push back the rest of Army Geniuses, but now DB still popping out straight at the nick of time thanks to the Terrorize. It'll give them opportunity to be able to blow up Mizu, but Alacrity's the big issue with the double damager and the BKB. He's going to push the Lifestealer back to his high ground. He's able to dodge the torrent. Alacrity's trying to find a target for the Tidebringer. There's no extra creeps to bounce off to, so DB's out to safety. So Mizu's going to be able to provide them a lot of information. Not only that, you've got Rocket Flare too, but Army Geniuses looking to smoke up. It's going to be Paulson to start the fight with the Mortimer Kisses on the backline. So they're going to look to target down Varize, which they'll kill off successfully, but the consequence is their support in the snap. They've still got to be cautious though as Wami. He might be under a little bit of assault here. DB's locked on top of the Beastmaster. Mizu hasn't found a target. And now they're going to look to go back in once again with a beautiful Terrorize. It's pushed back to Radiant Cores at the moment. An even better blink out from Lim as well, so the supports on Army Geniuses giving them a big window back into this game. But unfortunately for Lim, he'll still be cut down before he escapes to his high ground. They're still going to look to jump instantaneously. If you don't want to BKB on the first life, he's not even going to think about using Satanic as well. Round 2, ready to rock and roll. Instantly in your dreams, going to look to turn around. BKB, Eclipse raining down. They've got the catch on top of the life stealer. Void Spirit's going to be taken care of as well. It's instantly Nigma Galaxy C. They spring the trap on round 2. They'll penalize Army of Geniuses from over positioning themselves, and now up the high ground they go from some objective damage. They're not done though. Yeah, Alacrity. I mean, they might be able to, but the Orchid tick, Alacrity finds it. One more swing of the big cleave and the sword. And that's one me down for 50, and now DB's even forced to buy back, but what does a life stealer do to stop them from getting objectives?
I mean, I feel like if you're going to buy back, it probably has to happen a little bit sooner than that, right? They already got what they wanted. Mid tower completely gone, and this top tower isn't looking pretty healthy either. In your dream, might just look to wait for that Black King buy to become available again. But now that the tier 3 is removed, it does kind of force them away a little bit, just with the bouncing glaives preventing any kind of aggression coming through. Looks like they're in two minds. They're just back forth, waiting, it feels like, for the Pango to come online.
Off the mark, they're going to look to try and blow up the Lunar as best as possible. Right, they all group up for a terrorized 5-man, which will give them an opportunity to be able to blow up in your dream. And a Clockwork's the next on the agenda, but they still got to be cautious as Nigma Galaxy C. They're looking to turn it back around with all their ultimates. But it's not the best spell casting, which is going to prevent them from finding any retribution as Alacrity. He's stuck around for a little bit too long. He's got a BKB, TP up potential as well, but he's got to be cautious. Oh, look at the cleave before he dies. Yes, it'll cost him his life, but at least he's going into the death with the graves. So with the bones of the Bane.
I don't know. I don't know what they're scared about, right? Like, it feels like they're doing
Torrent plus boat combination, so Force is really going to disrupt a lot of the chain control that Nigma Galaxy C are looking to take these fights off the back of as DB.
They might be a little bit
it looked like he sends this out. Orchid still, he might have to just hit some neutrals to get a little bit of life back, but he won't have the opportunity. As they blow him up full to 0, and that's the dieback as well, so
yeah.
I mean, you got tier 2 down bottom, definitely a full set of barracks up top, and instantly Army Geniuses. They're going to look to smoke up. Maybe catch Nigma's Galaxy C off guard before they're able to set up, and that's what they're exactly going to do. Straight on top of the Luna, but a great 4-staff gets her a little bit extra positioning, but still the opportunity for the BKB Satanic is not there. It's a successful defense, a crafty one at that from Army Geniuses. They'll look to turn their attention now to the Clockwork to bring him down, but Alacrity is still a beast in his own regard. Is he going to jump into the middle of it all, trying to deal with Azura? Orchid's out, no dual scepter or BKB capability, want to buy back from Paulson as well. Once again, the hook shot on the mark, another dieback on a key component in the Void Spirit. They've lost the Luna, of course, so a lot of their sieging potential is taken care of.
They've got the timer on the Aegis, about 30 seconds left, so the smoke comes out, 5-man smoke coming through, but
well, Wami makes it outside the base. They probably won't expect this angle from the Pango. They have to keep in mind how long the Aegis still has. Another beautiful nightmare once again is given an opportunity here from Azura to pop the BKB. Now there goes Wami. He's going to have to bounce back and forth on top of the higher gun. It's a beautiful position for the Pangolin to have an opportunity to control up the Luna. There needs to be some opportunity to keep in your dream alive, but look at the timing. Aegis ticks out. They brought him down. 90 seconds on the deck, and now with the rest of Army Geniuses, they're pursuing on for more. Any stragglers, any heroes that have been slow to retreat out. Paulson will sacrifice his life, but unfortunately the Conqueror, he's still stuck around thanks to the help of the Dark Willow control. Too late of a BKB from Alacrity, 3 heroes down, that might make even a 4th as well. Mizu, he's stuck around as well. Another defense from Army Geniuses, the last set of barracks they will continue to hold. Okay, I like that a lot.
How many does he need?
Oh, I think you only need 1 to end it. I'm seeing Wami have some exceptional fights, but instantly, Paulson once again, the recognition of who he needs to target, and now this is given a free fight to Alacrity to get rid of the Bane. A 2-on-5, make it a 1-on-5, DB against the world, the G's are dropped, and Nigma Galaxy C, they made it work for him. My god, those high ground defenses were really crafty from Army Geniuses, but at the end of the day, it's almost going to take them 50 minutes here to take game 1 from Nigma Galaxy C.
Probably not as comfortable as they were initially hoping, but you know, considering the other teams that have given up game 1 in their series against, you know, lineups that they were probably favored against, I feel like you're going to be breathing a bit of a sigh of relief here on Nigma Galaxy C. But it was kind of the
Abaddon and OD, we're just like, okay, we're playing into that combination is going to be a little bit too difficult of a task. Look, I'm going to go AG as well. Not really because the Bloodseeker pick, even though I think it like ridiculously counters the Pangli. I just think this Broodmother is gone untouched. That's true, with the Grimstroke as well. There's not, honestly, Shadowfiend's a decent target because he does, like, he's got decent range. He wants to be in the middle of the fight when he gets a bunch of items. So you do have ways to kite him in that regard, but I think it's, yeah, really, it's going to be the Bloodseeker versus the Pango. I mean, that's a pretty decent lane too. Grim Bloodseeker, a lot of harassment potential. I'm intrigued on how they set up the lanes. If it is going to be In Your Dream versus Wami's Broodmother, because, I mean, I feel like you have to put points in. Do you actually put points in Razors? What do you do? Because, of course, you get the Spiders at level 6, so I guess we wait to see what the lane setup is going to be, but we both Army Geniuses.
I am, yeah. As soon as I saw that, I kind of think that Army Geniuses might even go for like a level 1 tri lane just to try and get a kill onto this Pangolier super early on, set up the Bloodseeker for success, because, you know, you've got the slow coming from the concussive shot, you're going to have an Ink Swell, you're going to have the Blood Right, and as long as not too many people are grouping up in the same spot, even if you go into the shield crash, it's not going to be able to save you all that effectively. I mean, you ask about the Razors. Obviously, the build these days is either to go no points in Raze or just the 1. I kind of feel like 2 points is the value mark, right? Because you're nearly doubling the damage. When you take the bonus stacks into the equation, you are doubling the damage for 5 extra mana. And I feel like you're able to flash farm a little bit quicker as well, because realistically, like, what else are you spending mana on as this Shadow Fiend? It's just the Razors, right? So you want to make sure that you're able to pop them whenever you've got the ability to. Let's say there's a bigger stack built up for you.
Have you seen a Shadow Fiend go 2 points Razors?
I have not.
Hello, mic test,
But
mic test,
I
mic
like
test.
it. I really do. I feel like it's not that much of a bigger investment than what a lot of these other things are. And when you think about it, like, what would you rather take? An extra, what, 1 minus armor? Or double damage on Raze, which enables you to take stacks?
Alright. I don't know if they killed DB. Maybe with Mizu being able to body block up, but OD hasn't gone for a point in the Ashore, so they're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way with the right clicks, but that old-fashioned way still can be the good way sometimes, is Nigma Galaxy C. Very nicely done. Looks like it's going to give up there, have the ward on the high ground, because then he can't find that angle. Bottom lane, Polo ended up going down to Wami. And he will, unfortunately, try maybe muscle memory, attempting the deny there. And now In Your Dream as well is going to continue to be chased further and further down. It's got some stick charge. It's going to hold them into the last second, but Lim's still able to blow him up with the Arcane Bow.
It's a pretty decent timing for the mid lane, though. Alacrity's got the Siege Creep alongside him. Well, they're going to go for this smoke here. Ember Spirit's still looking to farm up a little bit. He's got the Haste Rune.
Oh, In Your Dream.
Join in.
He's going to be the initial target. Doesn't have a blink to reset, and also doesn't want to use the BKB on the first life. In fact, the Force Staff pushes him back into harm's way. So instantly, they've been able to take care. Also, Yokem on the backline as well. But this is all going to be on Mizu on how he can reset the team fight as DB instantly answered with the Rupture. A BKB battle. Who's got the stronger damage at the moment? DB's able to reposition himself, but In Your Dream still continuing to stand his ground. Now with the BKB expiring, Azura has a free fight to jump into the middle.
Alacrity.
But they haven't dealt with Alacrity, so the Asher will give him some sigh of relief. But it's not long enough, as finally they'll be able to bring down the second life of the Shami Geniuses. Zero's got about a remnant for, half duration left over. They've got to be perfect with the start of the fight. Mizu's going to make the attempt, now with the follow-up as well, but they bounce him away from the arrow. It doesn't matter. Whew. Very, very nice still. Alacrity jumping on forward. They are... You have to commit with the Sanities to secure the kill. For a better target to reveal the Hex. And, well, DB's in the vicinity. He's very disconnected from the team. They don't want to jump the Aegis carry at the moment. So Polison's going to give them the vision to start. They need to find Azura. They've got the information. Mizu's going to jump in instant with a Hex to blow him up. A great target to be able to bring down, but they're going to be cautious afterwards, though, with the double rupture. It's forced Mizu, along with Polison, just to succumb to their own death. As they'll chase down the Bloodseeker, Polo will actually make it away. All things considering, a 1-for-1 trade. Not that support that we were, seeing a lot through the Pro Series, and his farm, he's going to have a lot of impact versus the Rupture. Alacrity's got Polison nearby. Well, now Mizu knowing Rupture's on cooldown, he can freely use the ultimate to get into the middle, but he's still going to be cautious of the Soulbind, however. Alacrity needs some assistance. Ash will back up in a couple of seconds. He doesn't give a damn. He's going to stand his ground and look to turn for the silence. Beautiful timing after the BKB expires. They're going to look to turn it back around, though, as In Your Dream is in the middle. BKB, satanic pop, but he's still falling lower and lower with all the magical damage. They find a huge kill on the Shadow Fiend. Azura and Wami in the midst of the Radiant base as they're looking to overwhelm the side of Nigma Galaxy C. And Mizu, I mean, he's maybe just looking to try and kill off some creeps and delay the siege. But after the end of that fight, a 5-for-1 is now Army Geniuses. Who cares about the defense? Who cares about the Shadow Fiend? Up they go.
Up they go, and 2 creeps were able to survive. Mizu feels like bought back just to be able to get rid of those couple of creeps, but you got another wave coming as well. Army just continuously looking to push in there. It's a big win coming through from Army Geniuses. With
a name for the entirety of this game, this is the one fight where I can put some impact on and instantly nullify, but he's going to look to try and get a little bit of retribution inside the choke point. But DB, is that enough opportunity to pop the BKB, solve the rest of the die cores? They're looking to just chase down Alacrity. He's got the Ashel available with a quick use on the Orchid, and once again, they're just surrounding Nigma Galaxy C. The BKB usages are on point. An attempt at the Requiem, an ambitious one at that, to provide some space.
You just end.
Yeah, that's game.
You just end.
Yes,
you got
sir.
double siege creeps, you got a Broodmother, you've got AC. He's even got the Aeon Disc picked up on Wami there, so there's no way that a Shadow Fiend's even going to 100-0 him. Same sort of thing with the OT as well, and yep. Army Geniuses, drafts win games.
Yes, sir.
And this was a prime example of it. What a great Broodmother pick coming out there, and even better, that last pick, Bloodseeker, in my eyes. Maybe they just wanted some sort of core that built into a Yule Scepter to enable this Mirana, because it didn't feel like they got too much at all out of Jokam that time around. And they just want to be playing a little bit more on the front foot, taking advantage of Kunkka and how aggressive he can be. All of those early times that you're able to pick up, like, phase boots, armlet. I don't even know if he's got the armlet queued up here. It looks like he might even just be going into a super early BKB, already queuing up basically his entire item build for the whole game is Alacrity so far.
Are we so we're both on board with Army Geniuses?
Step lively now. Your admiral is on board.
Do it. Go Radiant. Pussy.
I mean, I do favor their draft, but like I said before, it's not...
You favor Radiant's draft?
No. I prefer Radiant's draft compared to last game time around, but I wonder if they might have a little bit more difficulty this time around, because they don't have that insane slow that they did last time around with the Broodmother combined together with a Mystic Flare. He's going to need to play around the Mars or the Ember Spirit in order to make that happen. And it's just a little bit more challenging to do that, considering just how fast the Brood's able to move around. But I am going to go Army Genius still in what would be a big upset from what we were expecting coming into today.
100%. I think everyone heading into it would have been like, Nigma Galaxy, thank you very much. Take the 2-0, head into the break. Spirits all high, and well, Army Geniuses have pushed into a game 3, and well, they got a lineup to potentially secure that game 3. But it's just I mean, this is what happened in game 1. So honestly, a Fairy Fires, which is well, you give the kill as well over to Alacrity, so that's going to be very, very nice for the position 2 here. They miss out on the D ward, but Wami in a bit of trouble here. They're going to attempt to turn it back around on Polison, making sure they can get all their abilities out before the death. Apollo will still keep his life, though sticks at the last second, and yep, still microing his creeps to perfection as Lim. A Fairy Fire is not enough. This bottom lane continuing to go well. 5-0 start for the boys on Nigma Galaxy C, and this is
And this is the thing that, you know, you don't like about the Skyrim.
Job with the Phantom Assassin versus the Morphling. And I think one thing to mention is the fact that PA is not as strong of a laner, and the fact that he is in a position that he is at the moment is, there we go, Ember and Skyreth Mage combining together exactly what we want to see in down bottom. Oh, Yokem is able to stop Wami TPing out, so they'll at least be able to kill off the Mars. He's able to buy the Blink Dagger before he dies. Silver linings, I suppose, but you do force a lot of rotations down bottom. Meanwhile, Polison's just solo zoning away DB from his own Ancient, so that's very cool. What a support.
I mean, that's the thing as well, right? There's
Wami, great timing with the BKB Alacrity. It's going to completely mitigate the speed factor, and now Mars is dragged back. He's going to be able to find the arena before the death and still have to be cautious though nonetheless with the BKBs. But the commitment inside the river, Azura DB really looking to try and get on top of the Phantom Assassin and mitigate as much damage he can output as possible. It'll cost them all of their supports, however, but still the cause. They've got plenty left in the tank, as now they'll turn their attention and blow up the Razor. As Army Geniuses, a 3-for-2 trade, but we are starting to see how a little bit more confident they are to take these fights.
Speaking of the support
for the Razor, and Polison's posturing up pretty far forward as well. They've got a ridiculous amount of magic burst to look to blow up the Enchantress. They haven't done so just yet, but the Grimstrike's the target. Off to the edge of the fight there. They're able to do enough to bring him down. No real BKBs forced out yet. Wami in your dream simultaneously going to use their own. But Wami brought down from a big crit. Army Genius, can they still stick around though? Alacrity's going to be okay. Looking to continue posturing aggressively on the high ground. Azura's got some remnants. A BKB himself. But it's literally just the name of the game. That's it. BKBs.
And he says, oh, they got some vision up there. He's just acting as a bit of a sentry ward that doesn't actually show any of the wards right now. He's just giving them gold instead.
So like a roaming ward? What do you mean a sentry ward that doesn't show? What is that?
I'm just talking crap.
Okay, so a roaming ward. I mean, we're okay, he got Strength Morph. He's going to be okay. Wami, though, has to pop a BKB. A beautiful timing once again from In Your Dream. He's going to continue to push back Army Genius. Just keep in mind, they have the Aegis advantage as well. So the Phantom Assassin, big issues until DB shows up. They're going to have to force the buyback here. They've got the TP1 location as well. DB's going to be cautious. One crit brings him down to half, but he's still got the attribute shift to play around with. But still, they're looking to bounce back and forth. Play the outskirts of the fight until they jump on forward. As Phantom Assassin brought down Mizu and Alacrity, looking to try and clean up the fight, however. DB playing with the waveform, still 3700 health they have to go through. Mizu's diving incredibly deep for this. 174 damage stolen. DB's going to turn back into the Morphling Limb without the Mystic Flare, but it's not going to matter. They'll get rid of Mizu, somehow keeping DB alive. That's a gigantic fight for the boys on Dire.
Great quick fingers coming through there from Lim as well with the Ghost Scepter. They're trying to go for a solo kill here onto the Skyreth, who just bought back, but having to be a little bit careful here. Tumbler's Toy certainly helps.
Quick and easy kill. You try and get that dieback. It'll cost you the life on the Murano, who in fact, that's her own dieback. Full threat, and they're hunting. Wami, he might find Mizu. They've got the cancellation. And In Your Dream, it's going to look to maybe chuck out some daggers. Mizu's even sticking around. I mean, he would look to do as much damage as possible. In Your Dream assassinates the support, and Mizu gets another kill, and they're not done. In Your Dream, Jesus Christ, man, relax. The crit damage is coming out of nowhere. This Phantom Assassin needs another one. He won't even find it, but it doesn't matter. Mizu stolen 151 damage. Whoa, that's a lot of damage. Headbringer, Daedalus, and he's working the Hex next item. I love this pickup. We're seeing kind of the issues with them finding that initial jump that, you know, can't be BKB'd off like the Orchid. So they're going to continue to posture around their high ground though. The rest of Radiant trying to connect with the Enchantress, but they've already lost Polison. But an instant buyback looking to rejoin the fight. They're targeting down Wami the moment. Once again, soak and dry all the damage. Mizu just in the middle of the backline here is killed off the Grimstroke, but it's got to be cautious nonetheless. A big advantage here thanks to the numbers. Nigma Galaxy C going to look to reevaluate, but Alacrity, in fact, he's in the middle of it all. He's going to try and push Lim back. DP and Azura.
Nice
arrow. The
arrow.
Morphling, the Ember, the arrow is on point thanks to the X setup. And we are just seeing, though, the ease that Nigma Galaxy, his hero pool is just continuing to grow. As Dire smoked up in your dream. Again, looking to really deal with the supports. They're currently smoked on the backline, but now in your dream, he sniffed them out. Instantly going to look to jump, but bye-bye supports. Wommy's going to fall as well. In your dream, such a nuisance. Nowhere to hide, nowhere to run. Free food at the moment here are the Army Geniuses duo and the supports. And our DB is looking to get out to safety as well. Forced to pop a very defensive BKB, but 2 heroes down. No buyback available.
2 siege creeps as well here with double damage, with the Aegis still for another 2 minutes. This is almost definitely a lane of Rax gone. You can't contest this without the BKB on the Morphling.
It's like you just have to give it up. Love to see it. Dibby, look to make him work for it. Try and clean off all the creeps. They got another wave coming in shortly down bottom, so they won't be worried about the about the backdoor protection.
It's just another one of these games where they're very hard to kill. We kind of...
They're on top of the Ember. I think DB just gave over the Lincolns, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's another one of these games where they're very hard to kill. We saw it in game number 1 with Nigma Galaxy C with their 4 strength heroes plus
DB stuck around. BKB on cooldown for another 10 seconds here. In your dream, looking to just deal with the objectives instead. And Azura is making as much space as possible. Now Mizu once again is continuing being a thorn in the side of the Mars. And but the Phantom Assassin with this space is going to look to deal with the backline support. So diving deep under the T4 towers, but it looks like they have absolutely zero cares in the world. As Nigma Galaxy C accumulate a 36,000 net worth lead, 4 heroes down, no buybacks available, and they're going to head into the break with a 4-0 series count. And Danog, I tell you what, they are feeling freaking good with this start. A team that is, I mean, they are without a doubt the team we're looking out for to make that first or second qualification spot to Division 1. Because with how they're playing, I'd be so surprised if they don't make it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it just felt like everything worked that time around. Alacrity, of course, having a fantastic lane against the Ember Spirit. You know, Azura, he only ended up dying the one time, but